What's up, Goober? You have probably heard about or have even tried aim trainers like Kovacs or Aim Labs. I've tried both and I've never really hit a groove with aim training outside of CS2. The best way I've found that I can improve my aim in CS2 is with this workshop map I'm going to tell you about today. Because it's a workshop map in CS2, it lets me practice with my perfect CS2 sensitivity, CS2 movement, and I don't have to close CS2, go to a different program in order to practice my aim. So I'm going to give you drills that you can do within this map that are going to pinpoint aspects of your aim that you feel are lacking. But before we get into it, thank you to SkinsMonkey for sponsoring this video. SkinsMonkey is a trusted automated CS2 trading site. It's super easy to use. All you have to do is pick something in your inventory, check how much it's worth, and then go get something new from the monkey. What's also super nice is the filters you can use to narrow down your searches. You can either use your skins to trade for new ones or deposit money with their 30% bonus offer. This becomes 35% when you use my code Wilson. Please use it. Using my code, you can also get up to $5 for free. Use my code Wilson, link is in the description. The map is called aim_trini_FPS. You can add it to your workshop maps page along with any other workshop map by going to this button down here, visit workshop, and that'll open the Steam overlay. Or you can click the link in the description. The workshop URL for this map is there as well. Once you're loaded in, you'll see in front of you, you have three modes. You have just a bot's warm-up mode, and then you have two different aim training type modes. On your left, you have some options. I don't do any of these. No recoil is interesting, but instead I just use the A1. I think that's totally fine. Now, for the first two drills, we're going to jump into the linear area. Within here, we're going to start with just an easy, simple warm-up. So we're going to go 3 targets and we're going to do size 13, which is the biggest they get. Once we do this, I'm just going to get close and I'm just going to go slow and just start tapping. Very chill, very easy. One tip for this, just to make it easier and smoother, is always have like a path you're gonna follow. So when I shoot this one, I know that I'm gonna do this one next, so that I'm not like switching between two or unsure. That way I just have an easy path that I'm just gonna go boom, 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 boom. So we're just gonna focus on being slow and smooth and making sure we're being accurate. Try to have a straight line in between each dot, especially for bigger flicks. I'm not excellent at that. I have a lot of wasted crosshair movement, but it's something I'm working on and something everybody should be working on for accurate flicks. In terms of how many you should be doing, I think it's better for you to just figure out the ranges you like to do. So I'm gonna give you just like a loose range of what I do, and then you can just decide for yourself how much you wanna do. So for this, I do about 200. I think beyond 200 is just not super useful. Other drills I think are more useful and more targeted for certain things. Once you're feeling good with that, we're gonna move on to micro adjustments, which is obviously a very important thing in CS, both with your flicking and also just for long range fights, right? We're thinking window to top mid on Mirage or long to A site on Dust 2. So to practice this, we're gonna move this back. You go to distance, make it 5. You're gonna add 10 targets, bang, 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 and then you're gonna make the size 7. And you can play around with the sizes and, you know, the distance. You can change these to make it more challenging or slightly easier for you depending on how you're feeling. But this way now I'm only focusing on my wrist aim and just small adjustments to these dots. So I'm taking this pretty slow at the beginning. I'm going to try to speed it up as I'm feeling better. The goal here is just precision and making sure that you are not over flicking on these micro adjustments. And because I'm trying to purposefully practice micro adjustments, I'm going to go for the closest dots, right? So I'm going to shoot this one and then close one, close one, close one. And I'm trying to just like minimize the distance between each dot. I'm not going side to side big flicks because those are flicks and we're going to practice those later. Once you're feeling good about this, and I think like 100, 150 is fine. The numbers I'm doing is like about 10 minutes total, but you can increase the numbers to make it a longer aim training routine and then also add different drills to it. Once we're done, we're going to go back to the home. So we're going to go up here, home, and then we're going to switch to the round area targets. In this round area, look how round it is. We're going to practice our flicking to start. So to do that, you're going to go degrees, 90. I like to make them a bit bigger, about size 12, and then just do 2 targets. So here you're working on your flicks, and make sure that this is the drill where you're not just following a line really tense and going like this. If somebody pops up over on your right, you're not going to draw a line and be real slow towards it. You need to practice your actual flicks. Now that doesn't mean going absolutely crazy, but it means finding that level where you can have a good amount of speed without a ton of variance in your accuracy. So you want to find that speed, work on that, and push that higher and higher and higher. Remember that flicks aren't just one movement. Typically it's two, where you flick and then you micro adjust. So like if you flick off of a target, you micro adjust, right? Typically 2 movements. So don't feel like you have to do like these where you just immediately shoot at the end of your flick. Take that extra little 0.1 seconds to micro adjust onto your target. So with these, honestly, I feel like I can do a billion of these and just chill. Like, I think they're pretty fun. If we're following the same numbers, I would do about 200 to 300 of these compared to the last ones. I think this is very worthwhile. You have a lot of horizontalness to these dots. There's not a whole lot of verticality, so it's pretty realistic in terms of CS2 situations. It's not Valorant where you're flicking up and aiming at somebody with a jetpack or whatever the hell is going on in Valorant. Just feel it out, do as many as you want, and then we can move on to our next drill. So next up, we're gonna do something that is very useful for Counter-Strike, and that's target switching / floating heads. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go size 10, I think is fine. You're gonna turn on moving targets, and then speed, you can keep it at 100. This is a little easy. This is totally up to you as to like how challenging you want it to be. I think 150 is fine. 170 is also a good kind of challenging speed. And then we're going to add 5 targets. So now that you have these 5 floating heads in front of you, you are just going to go at it. So this floating heads one is a nice one to just customize for yourself, right? I give you a good outline, but you can make it as hard and challenging as you want, or easier if you feel like that is too difficult. Increase the speed, add a random movement or turn it off, whatever you like. Once you're feeling good with that, and I would say similar to flicking, just unlimited, do however many you want. If we're sticking with the same kind of guidelines of like about 10 minutes, do about 300, right? 200 to 300, increase the difficulty as you go. Next, we're going to move on to tracking. So to do this, we're going to turn random movement off. We're going to go to tracking right here. In terms of the size, I think 10 is still fine. And this is where we just get to practice our calm, smooth tracking, and also a little bit of flicking between dots. And similar to the last one, we can go from this where it's like pretty easy because the movement is very predictable, off to random movement where this becomes significantly more difficult. To make it even more challenging, right, we can decrease the size down to 5, make them quite small, and give us a really good little challenge here. So about 100 is good. And then if you want to go over that, right, make it more challenging, make them move randomly or decrease the size, give yourself some added difficulty. The last thing we're going to practice are our bursts and our sprays, along with a little bit of tracking and a little bit of flicking. So we're doing everything all together. So to do this, we're going to turn it off of tracking mode and go back to default. We're going to do health 4, and then we're going to keep them moving, right? So here, I'm going to turn them down a little bit. And then with this, it takes 4 bullets to kill each dot. So we're going to burst at 1, flick to the next, flick to the next, and go from here. This way, we're practicing on keeping our burst, our spray, nice and tight. You can even add some spray transfers too, if you'd like, to add some difficulty and work on your transferring. I would also recommend doing this with the AK. That way you are practicing your AK spray because you're going to be using the AK in general more than you'll be using the A1, just because of how the economy works, and you'll always be swapping to an AK if you can on CT side. One added layer to this is adding movement into it, right? You can burst 1, swing, crouch, swing, counter strafe, right? Swing, counter strafe, crouch walk, right? Throw in your movement, your within fight movement where you're donk sliding, you're doing little crouches, maybe you're crouch tapping, whatever it is. That way you can practice your sprays and your aim with that in-game movement feel. So there you go. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to my channel members. They're scrolling over on that side. They help support me and allow me to be a goober on the internet. Please consider becoming one of them for weekly members only streams here on YouTube. Have a great day and good luck and have fun in all of your future games. Like and subscribe. Peace out.